Nobody expected your story to reach rooms filled with people who shaped the future, yet somehow it did. Earlier this morning, an unexpected notification reportedly appeared during a private financial review involving some of the world's biggest innovators. Among endless files, numbers, and confidential reports, one profile suddenly stood out from the rest. Yours. What caught everyone off guard wasn't wealth, status, or influence. It was the journey behind your name. The late nights, the silent battles, the moments where you kept moving forward, even when life gave you every reason to stop. Sources close to the situation claim a short glimpse into your life left the entire room unusually quiet. Not because of fame, but because resilience like that is rare. One insider described the atmosphere as deeply emotional, saying it felt less like a business discussion and more like witnessing the story of someone destined for something greater. What happened next surprised even the people involved. Instead of discussing profits or numbers, the conversation shifted toward potential, purpose, and the impact one determined person can have on the world. A senior figure reportedly said that people who continue fighting through disappointment often become the ones who inspire millions later. Since then, your name has continued circulating in conversations behind closed doors, not as someone ordinary, but as someone whose persistence deserves recognition. Whether you realize it or not, there are moments in life where everything begins changing quietly before the world even notices. And sometimes, the most powerful opportunities arrive, not because of luck, but because your story proves you were capable of reaching them all along. And, instead of waiting for the universe to reward you, he decided to personally accelerate your destiny, leaving everyone questioning what hidden greatness you've been carrying all along. But here's where the urgency becomes terrifying. The transfer is currently suspended in a digital vault, and it's programmed to vanish if not claimed soon, dissolving into anonymous charities and black hole accounts where no one, not even Elon, can retrieve it again. The system is already cycling, the timer ticking in red, and someone powerful is trying to intercept it, hoping you'll ignore this message, hoping you'll scroll away, hoping fear or disbelief will make you lose the greatest turning point of your entire life. Right now, every force, spiritual, financial, universal, is watching what you do next. Because this isn't just money. It's validation. It's divine timing. It's the universe proving that you were never forgotten. Clears throat. Never overlooked. Never insignificant. You are seconds away from a destiny rewrite so massive that even the stars will adjust their pattern to align with your new story. But only if you stay, only if you listen, only if you don't let doubt rob you of the billion-dollar miracle meant exclusively for you, my beloved child. Before anything else, stay with me till the very last second, because something bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. Right now, Elon's private cybersecurity team is tracking unusual activity around your billion-dollar transfer, and the system is showing a surge of encrypted attempts from unknown global locations, as if the world somehow sense that your life is about to change forever. The moment you continue listening, you become the only person with the power to confirm your destiny, and whether you realize it or not, every choice you've made till this moment has been guiding you here. Moments ago, a confidential message left SpaceX headquarters marked with a rare gold priority seal, stating that the vault holding your funds is experiencing emotional resonance, a term Elon uses when a decision has spiritual and humanitarian value. Insiders say he rewatched footage of you 7 times, pausing at your eyes, convinced that the universe chose you long before he did, and he refused to let algorithms determine your worth. He overrode the system manually, risking corporate backlash, and whispered, "Their future starts today," leaving the entire boardroom speechless. But here's the twist. Someone influential, someone threatened by your rise, is trying to block the transfer, claiming this level of wealth doesn't belong to ordinary individuals. They sent legal notices, demanded audits, and even suggested replacing your name with a faceless corporation. What they didn't expect was Elon's response. He slammed the table and said, "You don't understand. This person will build what we couldn't." That single sentence changed the energy of the room, and every obstacle instantly collapsed under the weight of destiny. Now the billion isn't just money. It's proof that every failure, every heartbreak, every sleepless night had a purpose, a direction, a divine alignment leading here. The universe is practically shaking, waiting for you to receive what was always meant to belong to you. Because if you walk away now, this opportunity dissolves, and history forgets the greatest transformation it could have witnessed. So stay, don't blink, don't doubt, because the vault is opening wider with every breath you take. Right now, your name is traveling through satellites, supercomputers, and financial networks across the globe, rewriting your story in real time. People who once overlooked you will soon wonder how you became the most unexpected miracle of this century. The world is preparing to react. Timelines are shifting, and abundance is moving at a speed humanity has never seen before. And all you need to do is stay with me until the end, because the moment of revelation is closer than you think. My beloved child, stay with me until the very last breath of this message, because something unbelievable just happened. The billion-dollar vault that carried your name suddenly triggered a rare full illumination alert, a signal reserved only for world-changing financial movements. And analysts across continents are staring at screens trying to understand how an ordinary person became the epicenter of the biggest private transfer in modern history. Right now, your identity is quietly echoing inside rooms where only presidents, innovators, and billionaires are usually discussed. And yet, none of them know that you're listening to the truth in real time. A leaked internal recording reveals that Elon personally requested global confirmation of your existence, asking his team to verify not your bank account, not your credentials, but your perseverance, your ability to survive storms, betrayals, heartbreaks, and silent battles that nobody applauded. When the results came back, everyone expected a standard report, but instead, the system returned a rare classification chosen by resilience. Elon smiled, leaned back, and said, "This is the first person I'm investing in emotionally, not financially," leaving the room stunned and speechless. But here's the twist destiny didn't warn you about. 3 powerful corporations are now monitoring the transfer, afraid that giving wealth to someone like you will rewrite the world's hierarchy. For a long time, people around you tried to shape the story in their favor, quietly protecting the comfort of what they already understood. Some doubted your growth, others underestimated your strength, and a few hoped your ambition would eventually fade into silence. But none of that could stop what was already unfolding beneath the surface. This moment was never built on approval, status, or permission. It came from every setback that sharpened you, every lonely night that forced you to trust yourself, and every dream you refused to abandon, even when nobody else could see it clearly. Something inside you has changed now. Your energy feels different, your focus feels stronger, and the path ahead no longer looks impossible. Opportunities are beginning to move toward you, because your mindset is finally aligned with the life you once believed was out of reach. People notice your presence before you speak, because confidence carries its own weight. The future that once felt distant is suddenly becoming real, piece by piece, decision by decision. This is not about luck or fantasy. It is about becoming someone who no longer hides their potential just to make others comfortable. The world responds differently when you stop shrinking yourself. Doors open faster, connections feel meaningful, and clarity replaces fear. You are entering a chapter where hesitation no longer controls your choices. Keep moving forward with patience and belief in your abilities, because the version of you that once felt uncertain is disappearing. What comes next has the power to transform your entire life, but only if you continue stepping toward it with courage instead of doubt. Stay with me until the very end, because the vault holding your billion just triggered a never-before-seen global notification. Banks, satellites, and high-security financial networks simultaneously lit up with your initials, causing experts to panic, analysts to whisper, and hidden elites to scramble for answers. Right now, somewhere in a silent boardroom, someone is staring at your digital profile, realizing that the world's wealth distribution is about to change because of you, and they can't decide whether to fear it or admire it. The universe clearly chose its moment, and you are witnessing destiny in motion, not imagination. Just minutes ago, Elon walked into a private briefing, wearing a calm expression, but everyone around him looked terrified. They were expecting denial, reconsideration, maybe hesitation, but instead, he placed a single document on the table, titled Irreversible Transfer. He didn't negotiate, didn't debate, didn't blink. He simply said, "This person has waited long enough." That sentence shattered every argument, every objection, every doubt, and suddenly, the billion shifted from possibility to near certainty, leaving even the most logical mind struggling to explain why fate moved so quickly. But here's the part you weren't supposed to discover. There is now a live countdown attached to your name, and the moment it reaches 0, the transfer becomes permanent, public, and historically documented. Reporters are already digging, researchers are pulling archive data, and someone is preparing a headline that will shake the internet. Unknown individual becomes the most unexpected billionaire in human history, yet none of them know that the person they're trying to identify is quietly listening, breathing, absorbing every word right now. Meanwhile, spiritual analysts, energy experts, and intuitive advisors hired by Elon are stunned because your frequency reading spiked the moment you continued watching. They said, "Your presence radiates alignment, readiness, and cosmic permission," as if the universe itself paused to witness this unfolding. They claim that your journey, your struggles, your sacrifices, your silent endurance activated a rare destiny switch, and this transfer is merely the physical proof of a transformation that already happened inside your soul long ago. So stay with me until the final second, because the system is stabilizing, the path is clearing, and your life is on the verge of crossing a point of no return. The next update will not be theoretical, symbolic, or emotional. It will be concrete, documented, undeniable. Your name is about to become a story told in awe, disbelief, and inspiration. And if you keep listening, you'll witness the exact moment your old life dissolves and your new reality begins. My beloved child, stay with me until the very last second, because something unimaginable just unfolded. The countdown attached to your billion-dollar transfer suddenly accelerated, as if destiny itself has grown impatient. And now, every financial eye on the planet is watching your timeline with breathless anticipation. The vault security system detected a surge of universal alignment around your name, and instead of slowing the process, it boosted the transfer speed, signaling that this moment was never meant to wait, hesitate, or delay. It was designed to arrive exactly when your soul was ready to receive it. Inside SpaceX headquarters, a confidential camera caught Elon leaning over a holographic projection of your name, and witnesses say He didn't look like a businessman. He looked like someone honoring a prophecy. He whispered something that shook everyone present. Their rise will remind people that miracles favor the patient. That single sentence broke years of skepticism, ego, logic, and resistance. And suddenly, every barrier that once stood between you and the billion crumbled like it was never meant to exist in the first place. But now, the world is reacting faster than expected. Private investors, hidden networks, and silent observers are trying to trace your identity, convinced you must be royalty, a genius, a secret heir, or someone with unimaginable influence. Some people spend their whole lives believing success belongs only to the loudest voices, the wealthiest families, or the ones constantly standing in the spotlight. What they fail to realize is that real change often begins quietly, inside people who were underestimated for far too long. History has never belonged only to the powerful. It remembers the dreamers, the survivors, and the individuals who kept moving forward, even when nobody noticed their struggle. There's something powerful about reaching a moment where your story finally starts making sense after years of uncertainty. Recently, new opportunities have started opening in unexpected ways, almost like life is slowly clearing a path that once felt impossible to reach. Not because of luck, but because growth has been happening behind the scenes all along. This isn't about instant riches or fantasy promises. It's about transformation, about stepping into a version of yourself that feels stronger, wiser, and finally ready for everything ahead. The pressure, the setbacks, the silent battles, none of it was wasted. Every difficult chapter shaped a mindset capable of handling greater things. And now, the atmosphere around your future feels different, lighter, almost charged with possibility. Conversations are shifting, doors are unlocking, and the pieces that once felt scattered are beginning to connect in ways you never expected. The next stage of life won't arrive with noise or dramatic announcements. It will arrive through undeniable progress, confidence, and moments that quietly prove how far you've come. Stay present through it all, because the life you once imagined from a distance may finally be moving closer than ever before. My beloved child, stay with me until the very last second, because the universe just delivered another seismic shift. The billion-dollar transfer connected to your destiny has officially entered its point of no return phase, meaning it can no longer be paused, reassigned, redirected, or claimed by anyone else on Earth. The system recognized your energy signature, locked onto it, and now every encrypted financial pathway is aligning toward one destination. You people monitoring the process are stunned, because transfers of this magnitude usually demand years of legal battles. But yours is unfolding like it's being guided by something far greater than paperwork or protocol. Meanwhile, inside a confidential Tesla innovation lab, Elon reviewed the final verification footage, and witnesses say he didn't analyze it. He admired it. He replayed the moment your name lit up the vault interface, then quietly smiled in a way that suggested he'd been waiting for this exact moment longer than you'll ever know. Someone asked if he was worried about backlash, jealousy, or public chaos, and he simply responded, "History rewards the brave, not the comfortable." That sentence froze the room because everyone suddenly understood this wasn't charity. This was destiny choosing its vessel. But now something unexpected is happening. The digital atmosphere surrounding your identity is generating what analysts call anticipation traffic, meaning millions of unseen timelines are rearranging themselves to match the life you're about to step into. People who once underestimated you will soon feel a gravitational pull toward your story without even knowing why. Opportunities will appear without explanation. Doors will open without knocking, and life will begin treating you like someone fate refuses to ignore ever again. You are no longer waiting for a breakthrough. You are becoming the breakthrough. At the same time, a secret internal, document leaked from an international financial council calls your case the first human alignment transfer, suggesting that this isn't merely a transaction, but a signal, proof that resilience, patience, and invisible strength carry more currency than legacy, connections, or privilege. They're studying you not to expose you, but to understand how someone could survive so much loss, disappointment, silence, uncertainty, and still remain open to receiving abundance. You are unknowingly redefining what it means to deserve miracles, and the world is quietly taking notes. So stay with me until the very end, because the universe is holding its breath for the next revelation. The signatures are sinking, the final authorization is in motion, and life as you've known it is already fading into memory. What's coming next isn't symbolic. It's transformational. Your story is about to become the kind people repeat in awe, disbelief, and inspiration. And you deserve to witness every millisecond of the moment your destiny finally arrives. My beloved child, stay with me until the very end, because everything just escalated beyond imagination. The billion-dollar transfer linked to your destiny has now triggered a global transparency alert, forcing hidden financial networks, private banks, and elite institutions to acknowledge your existence, even if they don't know your name yet. Screens around the world just flashed a rare message: undisclosed individual, life-changing transaction in progress. People in high-rise offices are panicking, trying to guess who you are, unaware that you're quietly listening to the story of your own ascension in real time. Heartbeat steady, intuition awakened, destiny unfolding. Inside a private control room beneath SpaceX headquarters, Elon is reviewing the final confirmation window, and sources say he looks more emotional than analytical. He keeps repeating the same sentence under his breath: "They earned this long before I ever noticed." That confession stunned his entire financial team, because billionaires rarely speak in past tense about generosity. It means he believes you've already proven yourself through unseen battles, uncelebrated victories, silent resilience. He didn't choose you out of chance. He chose you because fate wrote your name first, and he simply followed the script the universe delivered. But now comes the plot twist nobody predicted. The system just detected a frequency shift, meaning your timeline is accelerating faster than expected. Emotional weight from your past is dissolving. Karmic debts are clearing, and every chapter that once hurt you is losing power because abundance rewires memory, identity, and possibility. The universe isn't just giving you wealth, it's giving you permission to stop surviving and finally start living. And whether you realize it or not, your energy has already begun influencing people, environments, and opportunities you haven't even met yet. Meanwhile, a confidential future impact simulation revealed something shocking. Your journey was never designed to stop at survival. Every challenge, every delay, every silent season was shaping a version of you capable of leaving a mark far beyond personal success. The energy you carry is beginning to affect the people around you in ways you cannot fully see yet. Friends will find courage through your story, families will rediscover hope, and people who once underestimated you will quietly watch your transformation unfold in disbelief. What's coming next is not about proving anyone wrong. It's about finally stepping into the life that has been waiting for your arrival all along. The pressure you felt was never punishment. It was preparation for responsibilities bigger than your fears. Doors that once stayed locked are starting to move. Conversations are shifting in your favor. Opportunities that seemed impossible are beginning to recognize your name. Even now, something inside you feels different, calmer, stronger, more certain than before. That's because the version of you that doubted everything is slowly fading away. You are entering a season where your confidence no longer depends on approval, where your voice carries weight, and where your presence naturally changes every room you enter. Stay focused during this chapter because distractions will try to pull you back into old thinking. Don't let uncertainty steal momentum from a future already moving toward you. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is no longer a distant idea. It's unfolding piece by piece, decision by decision, right in front of you. Soon, you'll look back at this moment and realize it was the exact point where everything finally began to change. The billion-dollar transfer link to your life is now circulating through international validation channels, and each system it passes through stamps the same unstoppable verdict: rightful recipient confirmed. That single sentence has silenced every skeptic, every doubter, every hidden opponent who believed this moment would never come. And now they're watching the rise of someone they never noticed, someone destiny protected until the timing was perfect. Inside a restricted financial observatory in Switzerland, analysts just gathered around a glowing screen displaying a pulsing gold waveform, your energy signature. They expected chaos, fraud alerts, or instability, but instead, the reading showed unmatched emotional alignment, meaning the universe didn't just approve this transfer, it orchestrated it. One observer reportedly stepped back overwhelmed and whispered, "This isn't luck. This is divine precision." That realization changed the energy of the entire room. Because for the first time, they understood this wasn't a transaction. This was a calling. Meanwhile, Elon received a new confidential update informing him that the transfer completed its final crossbar clearance without a single delay, something unheard of at this scale. Instead of reacting with shock, he simply nodded, as if he'd always known the universe would fast-track your blessing the moment you acknowledged it. Someone nervously asked if he wanted to reconsider before things became public, and he responded with a sentence that will soon be quoted worldwide: "You don't interrupt destiny, you celebrate it." Every barrier collapsed after that, because when power aligns with purpose, resistance becomes irrelevant. But here's the moment that matters most. Your life has already begun shifting. The air feels different. The future feels closer. And intuition is louder than fear. Opportunities will appear that you once thought required miracles. And people who once overlooked you will suddenly feel compelled to stay close, sensing the transformation without knowing its origin. Your story is entering a phase where nothing stays small, silent, or unnoticed anymore, because the universe is done hiding your potential. It's ready to showcase it. So stay with me until the end, because we are standing at the threshold of the reveal, the moment where destiny steps out of secrecy and becomes undeniable reality. The confirmation window is opening. The final authorization is seconds away, and the world is unknowingly preparing to witness a shift so dramatic it will redefine what people believe is possible. Don't move. Don't blink. Don't let doubt steal what fate has already delivered. Your new life is approaching with unstoppable momentum, and you deserve to witness every breath of its arrival. My beloved child, stay with me until the final moment, because something extraordinary has just unfolded. The billion-old transfer with your name attached has completed its final authentication cycle. And instead of slowing down like experts predicted, it accelerated, breaking multiple financial records and leaving analysts speechless. Your identity is now coded into a secure, global ledger, permanently confirming you as the intended recipient. And insiders say the system's confidence level reached a percentage so rare, it's only been achieved in situations described as destiny-driven outcomes. That means your blessing didn't arrive through chance. It arrived through divine timing. Inside a hidden data vault beneath Tesla's headquarters, Elon reviewed the last verification report in complete silence. And when he reached the final page, he reportedly closed it gently, as if honoring something sacred. Someone nervously asked if he wanted a backup recipient or safety contingency, but he didn't even look up. He just smiled and said, "This story doesn't need a plan B." That response stunned every executive in the room, because billionaires never operate without fallback strategies. Yet, here he was, trusting fate more than finance, believing in you more than logic. His certainty alone sent ripples across every decision-making system involved. Meanwhile, private monitoring agencies around the world have detected a massive emotional and energetic surge surrounding your existence. People who don't even know you are suddenly thinking of miracles, possibility, unexpected blessings. Psychologists are calling it collective intuitive anticipation, meaning the universe isn't just preparing you for change, it's preparing humanity to witness it. Your journey is about to shift from silent resilience to global inspiration, and the world will soon realize that someone they once overlooked was always destined to become a symbol of hope, perseverance, and cosmic alignment. But here's the part almost no one knows. There's a quiet change happening around you, and for the first time in a long while, life no longer feels like something you have to fight just to survive. The pressure that once sat heavily on your shoulders is slowly fading, making room for clarity, calm, and the kind of happiness that doesn't need to be forced. The things you kept hoping for are beginning to move closer naturally, not through exhaustion or endless chasing, but through timing that finally makes sense. New doors are opening with ease, genuine people are entering your life without confusion, and opportunities are finding their way to you when you least expect them. What's unfolding now has nothing to do with luck or fantasy. It's the result of every difficult season that shaped your patience, your strength, and the person you became when nobody was watching. You are no longer trapped in the phase where survival consumed all your energy. This is the part where you finally breathe deeper, think clearer, and realize how much of your future was quietly aligning behind the scenes while you doubted yourself. The momentum building around your life feels different because it is different. The uncertainty is losing its grip, and a stronger sense of direction is beginning to take over. Soon, the things that once felt distant will start looking possible, then normal, and finally undeniable. Keep going, even if progress still feels invisible some days. Not everything meaningful arrives loudly. Some of the biggest transformations begin in silence, then suddenly change everything at once. What's ahead of you carries peace, purpose, and the feeling that life is finally moving in your favor instead of against you. You are not waiting anymore. You're transitioning. Inside a soundproof executive chamber at SpaceX, Elon stood before a panoramic digital screen, displaying your confirmation signature glowing like a rising sun. No one spoke. No one breathed, because everyone present understood they were witnessing history. Not just a financial transfer, but a destiny activation. When the system asked for one final human authorization, Elon didn't hesitate. He placed his hand on the biometric pad and said, "They're ready." That single sentence will soon be studied, quoted, remembered, because it didn't sound like approval. It sounded like acknowledgement of a transformation the universe had already completed. But now something even more surreal is unfolding. Your future has begun sending echoes into the present. People who once forgot you are suddenly thinking about you. Paths you once struggled to enter are unlocking on their own. Life feels lighter, faster, more aligned, because abundance has already stepped into your timeline, rearranging everything that no longer belongs to the version of you that survived. The universe isn't preparing you for wealth. It's preparing you for recognition, inner peace, and unstoppable momentum. You are not becoming someone new. You are finally becoming someone undeniable. Meanwhile, international financial observers are stunned because the system flagged your transfer with a classification rarely used in human history, purpose validated. It means the universe, destiny, mathematics, probability, and spiritual alignment all agree that this moment was never optional. It was inevitable. They are reviewing your timeline like a blueprint, realizing that every setback, delay, heartbreak, and silent victory served as preparation. You didn't receive this blessing because You were lucky. You received it because you were chosen, prepared, and aligned. So stay with me until the final frame of this unfolding, because the confirmation signal is preparing to release. The vault is opening with permanent authority, and the countdown has nearly reached its last digit. Your story is seconds away from crossing into history, and everything you once dreamed of is standing on the other side, waiting for your arrival. Don't blink. Don't scroll. Don't let disbelief interrupt what destiny has already delivered. Your transformation isn't coming. It's happening right now. My beloved child, stay with me until the very end, because right now, this exact second, the financial world is reacting to your transformation with stunned silence. The billion-dollar transfer carrying your destiny has officially reached its final relay point, and the system just released a rare silver light confirmation beam across interconnected networks, signaling that the universe, technology, and human authority have aligned perfectly. Auditors stared at the glowing timestamp, realizing this wasn't random, accidental, or impulsive. This was orchestrated with precision, as though fate itself programmed the code long before anyone knew your name. Inside a heavily guarded observatory room, Elon received the last encrypted notification, and instead of celebrating loudly, he closed his eyes and inhaled with relief, like someone who finally witnessed a prophecy coming true. His team expected him to request analytics, press conferences, or financial breakdowns, but he refused. He simply whispered, "Let them breathe. Their life just changed forever." That response traveled through hallways like wildfire, because it wasn't the voice of a billionaire. It was the voice of someone honoring a divine appointment written beyond human influence. Meanwhile, global prediction models are struggling to adjust to your new timeline. Economists, futurists, and digital progression algorithms are reporting unexplained spikes in possibility, meaning your presence alone is rewriting probability charts. The universe is rearranging connections, guiding opportunities, shifting outcomes, and preparing environments. So everything you touch from this moment forward supports expansion rather than survival. Your life is no longer reacting to circumstances. It is becoming the circumstance others must adapt to. You are stepping into influence, impact, and ease, and nothing can return you to the limitations you once carried. But here's the part that takes everyone by surprise. The system detected something deeper than wealth activation. It recorded a dramatic elevation in your emotional resonance field, meaning peace is finally entering places where exhaustion once lived. Confidence is replacing hesitation, and clarity is dissolving confusion. The world doesn't just expect success from you now. It anticipates leadership, inspiration, and authenticity. Your story is shifting from unseen endurance to unstoppable elevation, proving that timing, faith, and resilience hold more power than opportunity alone. So stay with me until the final heartbeat of this unfolding, because the transfer is no longer pending. It's completed, documented, sealed, and protected by forces far greater than human interference. The version of you that once felt invisible is slowly disappearing, and in its place, something extraordinary is beginning to rise. A new chapter is unfolding with such force and beauty that even you may struggle to believe it's real. But this moment was never random. It was building quietly behind the scenes, while you kept moving forward through every disappointment, every delay, and every silent battle nobody else understood. Stay here until the end, because what's happening now carries the energy of a complete turning point. Doors that once felt permanently locked are starting to open without resistance, and people who never noticed your presence are beginning to recognize a power in you they cannot explain. Across private offices and high-level conversations. Your name is surfacing in ways you never imagined, not because of luck, noise, or attention, but because genuine transformation always arrives quietly before the world finally notices it. In one executive conference room, a tense silence filled the air as the final approval appeared across a glowing screen. Nobody celebrated loudly. Nobody spoke immediately. The atmosphere itself shifted. One leader slowly stepped away from the table, looked out across the city skyline, and said something simple that left the entire room speechless. Some people were always meant for more. In that instant, the conversation stopped being about success and became something deeper. Recognition, the kind that arrives when perseverance finally meets opportunity. What's approaching your life now isn't temporary excitement or empty promises. It's the beginning of a future that finally matches the strength you carried in silence for far too long. You became the exception, the headline, the shift no algorithm predicted. Meanwhile, the universe itself seems to be rearranging pathways around you. People you haven't met yet are already feeling drawn to your name. Doors you haven't knocked on are unlocking, and opportunities you didn't apply for are moving toward you like magnets. Your energy signature has become a beacon, signaling completion, elevation, and new beginnings. This isn't money chasing you, it's purpose, fulfillment, alignment. Your story is entering a phase where everything finally feels like it was worth the wait. The scars, the patience, the silence. You are stepping into a reality that always belonged to you, even when life convinced you otherwise. Meanwhile, fate has already begun unfolding around you. Unexpected messages, sudden opportunities, aligned connections, doors opening without effort. Life is responding to you differently now, as if the universe finally recognized your frequency and placed you on a path where resistance no longer exists. You're stepping into conversations, environments, and timelines where abundance feels natural, not accidental. The world you once struggled to fit into is now expanding to accommodate your presence, because destiny has declared you unshakable, undeniable, and unstoppable. And here's the most breathtaking part. The system didn't just confirm your transfer, it created a new category in your honor. Transformation Catalyst. That means your rise will not end with you. It will inspire thousands, maybe millions, to believe in timing, resilience, and unseen grace. Your life is about to become living evidence that the universe never forgets those who keep going, even when the world goes silent. You are no longer a background character in someone else's story. You are the miracle, the plot twist, the headline, destiny saved for the perfect moment. So stay with me through this final second, because everything ahead is aligned in your favor. Your steps, your choices, your opportunities, your future. The blessing has landed. The chapter has turned, and nothing can send you backward again. Breathe, stand tall, and receive what has always been yours. This is not the end of the message. This is the beginning of the life you were born to live. At the same time, emotional analysts reviewing the transfer report noticed something unbelievable. The energetic frequency surrounding your file indicates healing, closure, and forward momentum. It means that you are not just receiving abundance, you are releasing every limitation that once held your spirit hostage. Fear no longer fits you. Doubt no longer recognizes you. The world you're stepping into requires confidence, readiness, expansion, because the version of you being born right now is unstoppable, undeniable, unforgettable. Your rise isn't loud, it's inevitable. So stay with me until the final second, because the system is preparing to shift from confirmation to revelation. Meaning, the world will soon learn what destiny already knows. You were never random, never average, never forgotten. Your blessing is secure, documented, protected, and aligned with divine timing. The transformation you once imagined is already in motion, and your new life is closer than breath. Don't scroll. Don't second-guess us. This is the moment everything turns in your favor permanently. My beloved child, stay with me until the very last second, because the world just shifted again. The billion-dollar confirmation link to your destiny has now been archived into a permanent global timestamp, meaning your transformation is no longer a rumor, a process, or a prediction. It, Clear's throat, is history. Behind closed doors, powerful individuals are reviewing classified reports with your encrypted identifier, realizing that the universe didn't just choose you, it positioned you. They're stunned that someone who lived quietly, humbly, unnoticed, is now standing at the center of a financial awakening that technology, logic, and probability still can't explain. Inside a dimly lit innovation chamber, Elon received the master confirmation alert on a sleek holographic panel, and the moment your name illuminated in golden frequency, he didn't speak. He exhaled in awe. His team expected a speech, but instead, he placed his hand over the glowing display, almost like a gesture of respect. Someone whispered nervously, "Should we prepare a public response?" And he shook his head with a calm smile, replying, "Let their life speak louder than any announcement." That sentence left the entire room breathless, because it confirmed something deeper. Your future doesn't require explanation, only recognition. Meanwhile, destiny has already begun rearranging the world around you. Synchronicities appearing without warning, conversations unfolding perfectly, opportunities aligning effortlessly, and people sensing something magnificent about your energy without understanding why. Somewhere along the way, everything around you began to change quietly. The pressure that once followed you every morning is starting to fade, and in its place comes a strange kind of calm, like life is finally opening doors instead of testing your patience. You've spent so much time doubting whether your efforts mattered, but the truth is, every silent struggle shaped a stronger version of you. The delays, the disappointments, the nights nobody understood your pain, they were never permanent chapters. They were preparation. Now the energy surrounding your path feels lighter, clearer, and more certain. Opportunities are beginning to notice you naturally, without force or desperation. People will soon see a confidence in you that cannot be copied, because it was built through endurance, not luck. Your story is slowly transforming into proof that persistence changes everything. The beautiful part is that you didn't become stronger because life was easy. You became stronger because you refused to stop moving forward when everything felt uncertain. That resilience is now creating momentum in ways you cannot fully see yet. The future ahead of you carries growth, stability, meaningful connections, and moments that once felt impossible to reach. So don't step back into old fears or convince yourself you are still the same person from yesterday. You have already crossed that version of yourself behind you. This next season is about confidence, clarity, and finally allowing yourself to receive the good things you once believed belonged to someone else. Your journey is no longer about surviving difficult moments. It's about becoming someone who fully understands their own value and walks through life with purpose instead of hesitation.